Okay, so we just finished up 3-1, 3-2. Hopefully you've taken your quiz on it. You should have your score released to you, sometime in the morning here Wednesday. So if it's Thursday, you've definitely gotten it by now. There's also the requiz and a little video about it is posted if you'd like to do that. If you have your score, you don't want to, you can just click turn in or whatever. Mark is turned in or whatever. I think it says mark is done. I think that's what it says. So anyway, getting into today, we're going to talk about division. So if you remember, we did adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Today we're going to talk about dividing polynomials. But actually, before we get into that skill, you need to know how to do long division, which is why this warm-up's on here. So I think you do. I think it's in fourth grade now. Maybe it's third grade. I'm not sure. I know when I was in school, actually, I remember it was in third grade. So fun fact: when we learned long division when I was in school, I had pneumonia and I was in the hospital for about 2 months, and so I missed a huge chunk of school, and I missed actually learning long division. So I never, in my whole math life, I never learned long division. I just kind of figured it out and did it in my head or did it on paper differently. So I never learned long division until I learned polynomial long division, which seems like a really weird thing. But yeah, I learned it when I was, taking this class in high school. It was the first time I ever learned how to actually do long division with numbers. So with that said, I may do it a little differently than how you were taught. But if you have a specific way you've done it, obviously do it that way. This is how when I learned how to do it, this is how I learned how to do it. And again, I learned to do it when I was, like a freshman in high school or whatever it was. It was the first time I'd ever saw it. So the way I look at it is, so this is my number. I'm trying to see how many times does 16 go into 413. So we call this the divisor. We call this the dividend. And we're going to write our answer, which we call the quotient, up top. So when I take 16, first off, I see does it go into 4? Obviously, it doesn't. So then we look at the second digit. So now we're saying, okay, how many times does 16 go into 41? And it can go into there twice. 3 times would be 48, so it's not going to work. So it's going to go into that twice. So what I do is I write my 2 up here, and then I say 2 times 16 would be 32, and I subtract that from what's above it. So I go 41 minus 32, that would be 9. And then I take whatever other digit I have, and I just digit or digits, and I just bring them down. And then I essentially just rinse and repeat that step. You may do it a little differently with numbers. If you do it with numbers a different way, feel free. You're going to see this is pretty much how it works with polynomials when we get there in the notes today. So now again, 16 doesn't go into 9, so I got to look at 2 digits. So I say how many times does 16 go into 93? In which case, I know 5 times 16 would be 80, and then so 6 times 16 is going to be too much. So I'm going to go 5. 5 times 16 is 80, and I'm going to subtract that and see what I'm left over with. And at this time, I'm left with a number that is smaller than my divisor. So it can't go any further. This you can refer to as the remainder, or what it really is you can now write it as a fraction. So this is 25 and 13/16. And that's how we can write our answer. Obviously, with numbers, you can check these. You're going to find there isn't a great check when we're doing it with polynomials. So I already did it in here. So I did 413 divided by 16, and that was this decimal. And then just to verify things, I double checked that 13/16 was the same decimal, and it is, just to kind of make sure that everything that I did here worked out. And so that's it. So the idea that we're going to look at today is that you can do this same exact process with polynomials and variables, and it actually does work extremely similarly. So we're going to work on that today, see how it goes for you, and let me know.